Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make a really simple and delicious gluten-free Mongolian beef. Now this dish is inspired by the infamous P.F. Chang's Mongolian beef, but dare I say it's even better? I'll let you guys be the judge of that. So today I'm going to just walk you through step by step of how to make this. It really is quite simple, so let's get started. Here is the recipe card. Go ahead and pause and take a screenshot. And also, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any more gluten-free content. So we're going to start with our steak. So here is a little over 2-pound flank steak, and we're going to cut across the grain. And you can see those muscle fibers running horizontally across the steak. So we're going to cut vertically across that into about a 1/4 inch thick slices. And the reason we cut it against the grain is because it helps the fibers break down and the meat to be more tender and less chewy. So we're just going to slice through this steak all the way through in about a 1/4 inch thick slices. And then we're just going to cut those down a little more just to make it a little bit easier to eat and chew. And then once all of our steak is cut, here you can see they're a little bit over bite-sized pieces. You could do larger or smaller based on your preference. We're going to add everything to a large mixing bowl, and we're going to generously season with salt and pepper. I would say close to a tablespoon of each. And then we're also going to throw in a 1/3 cup of arrowroot starch. And now the reason we do this is so that the meat has time to tenderize, and also for the flavors to seep in, the salt and the pepper, just to marinate that steak and for it to become tender. Now I'm using arrowroot starch. It's a great alternative for gluten-free cooking. You can also use tapioca starch or cornstarch depending on your gluten intolerance. I'll be doing a video shortly explaining why cornstarch might not be the best fit. But anyways, once everything is well incorporated, go ahead and set this aside. Let it do its thing and marinate. And you could also cover it and put it in the fridge if you don't have time to make the dish right away. So next we are going to start with our sauce. Here we have about 2 tablespoons of high heat cooking oil. And then I have 6 to 8 cloves of garlic that I minced, and then a teaspoon of fresh ginger. Now you can use powdered ginger if you'd like. Fresh just tastes the best to me, honestly. And next we're going to add in a good heaping teaspoon of our chili garlic paste. If you don't have this or you can't find it at your local store, you can also use chili flakes. I would start with a 1/4 teaspoon, and you can increase it depending on your heat level preference. And we're just going to cook these down for a minute or two to get the veggies nice and tender. Once that's done, we're going to add in our soy sauce. Here I have 1 cup of gluten-free soy sauce. You can substitute for coconut aminos. Just keep in mind they are very sweet, so you will need to counterbalance that with added rice vinegar and salt, and possibly some beef broth just to counterbalance all the sweetness. So next in is the water and the rice vinegar, and then our brown sugar. And we're just going to mix all this together well and let it cook down. This process is going to take about 3 to 5 minutes. We just want to make sure that the brown sugar is fully dissolved in all of the liquids, and it has a time to thicken up just a little bit and reduce just slightly. The rest of the reducing will happen at the end when we incorporate all of our ingredients together. So we're going to go ahead and set this aside now, and then move to flash frying our steak. So in a large skillet or fry pan, we're going to set our heat over medium-high heat and add in our high heat cooking oil. We want enough to cover the bottom of the pan. I would say about a 1/4 cup or so. And once the oil is nice and hot, you'll notice it starts to form little tiny bubbles. We're going to add our steak, and we're just going to fry in batches, making sure we're not overcrowding the pan. We just want to flash sear. We don't want to fully cook the meat at this point. We just want a nice hard sear to lock in all of those juices and to ensure the meat is nice and tender. So go ahead and work in batches, flipping after about a minute or two. And then once your meat is all nice and brown and crispy, go ahead and set it aside on a plate and continue the process with the rest of your steak. And then if some of them aren't fully crispy yet, don't worry, because we are going to incorporate everything at the end and it will have time to finish cooking. So here it is. All of my steak is done flash frying. You can see it's nice and brown and crispy. So I'm going to add the rest of my steak back into the pan and give it a quick stir. And then we're going to go straight in with our sauce, our signature Mongolian beef steak sauce. So we're just going to work this all together, reheating the mixture. You want it to come to a low boil or low simmer. And just stirring everything, making sure everything is well incorporated. And then we are going to add in our slurry, which is 2 tablespoons of water and about 1 tablespoon of arrowroot starch. And I'm just adding this in slowly until it reaches my desired thickness and consistency. And this process took about maybe 5 minutes. So it really is a quick and simple dish, and it's so flavorful. So this is a great alternative if you want to try something new, and it's so delicious, you guys. So you definitely got to try this out. So here it is. It is nice and reduced and thick. At this point, taste and go ahead and add seasonings to your preference, but that's it, guys. So simple. We serve this over some fresh, fluffy jasmine rice with some scallions and some sesame seeds. And if you need a quick video on how to make the perfect jasmine rice, head to my channel and I'll walk you through step by step of how to achieve the perfect rice every time. So try this out, comment below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, guys.